One of the things that happens when somebody gets breast cancer is that they feel very alone.
There really was nobody that I could talk to that knew what I was going through.
Didn't know what to do, went into a whirlwind, totally confused.
And I found out about the Breast Cancer Resource Center and came here.
BCRC provides services to women and families in their own neighborhoods. When you get a diagnosis of breast cancer, you go far afield for information, but to get the services you need, it's much more comforting to be close to home.
BCRC was established in the early 70s, and it started off as one water exercise program developed by an exercise instructor who was also a breast cancer survivor.
It had a different name. It was originally called Encore, and it was the first program of its kind nationally.
I think it's important to have the Breast Cancer Resource Center in Princeton. It's important to have the Breast Cancer Resource Center in every community if they could.
BCRC does a lot for our community. They not only educate our patients who have breast cancer and their families, but they seek to provide sort of awareness.
BCRC is a place that you can go and get information.
We do breast cancer awareness talks at schools and churches and community organizations that provide the basic information about breast cancer prevention and early detection.
We help women, we inspire, educate, motivate women to get their mammograms.
Information for some is hard to come by because of their location, and some things are cultural.
We give a little lecture, but what they walk away with are the stories.
And I had to go back for 2 more surgeries.
And you see in their eyes while you're talking how much they are valuing the information that you're providing.
Walking through the school, you hear a lot of the females talking about, oh, well, I have to get this checked, and I have to tell my parent this, or I have to tell my aunt that, or they're going to spread the information that they learned here to other people in the communities.
For women who are breast cancer patients and survivors, we offer some information programs for them. So we do a lunch and learn program which connects them into national teleconferences, and we also do a networking night in the evening, which is a way for patients and survivors to come together in a comfortable setting.
It's like a safe haven where they can come and share their fears, share what they're feeling, and know it's a safe place where it won't go any further, it will remain here. The Breast Cancer Resource Center does so much more, even with those that are uninsured or underinsured.
Because of chemotherapy and sometimes radiation, the women in treatment do lose their hair, and buying wigs is a huge expense, and we just feel that it's so important for a woman to feel good about herself during treatment. We also offer mastectomy bras and prostheses, and for the same reason, because the women that can't afford it don't want to have to go around either without one breast or without both breasts, and they're very expensive.
If a woman needs a prosthesis, she can come here and receive one free of charge. If she needs a wig, she can come here and receive that free of charge.
Soup to nuts with the hair loss, we can take care of them.
They understand that, like when I came to the support group, I had no hair. So those people, they totally got it.
When you're newly diagnosed, you feel really alone. You're often the only one. You might know some people who've had that diagnosis, but it's pretty scary.
When I was first diagnosed, I knew nothing about breast cancer, and I was terrified.
I'm going to be, disfigured, I'm going to be sunburned, I may not make it through this, I may die.
They hear from other women that there are comprehensive cancer centers in the area with specialists that only treat breast cancer.
We also have a young women's breast cancer support group, and that's open to women who've been diagnosed under the age of 45. And that group has some specific concerns that often aren't met in a general breast cancer support group.
Well, when I was diagnosed, I didn't feel like there were many people my age that really could help me.
They often talk about things like raising young children or talking to their children about breast cancer. For some people, support groups are not the answer. They don't like to meet in a group, they don't like to share their feelings in a group setting. So we offer a couple of alternatives for them. One is private counseling. We have an actual program called the Woman to Woman Network, in which we match up a newly diagnosed patient or someone with particular questions or concerns with a survivor who's offered to share her experience.
The advanced breast cancer group has been really wonderful, and also the water wellness, because I'll have days where on Fridays, some Fridays that I'm just like stressed out, and I come here and I spend an hour, you know, doing aerobics in the water, and I feel great afterwards.
We offer a whole array of fitness classes, and all of these are only offered to breast cancer patients and survivors, so the women never need to feel like they're too weak to do something, or they have scars, or they are bald at the time, or whatever it is. It's a very nurturing environment, and everything is geared towards the level that they can do it at.
Being in a fitness class, you are taking some control, so it's very empowering.
The water aerobics, you don't need to be able to swim. It's able to be done with noodles or with life vests on. Fitness is a very important part of their recovery.
There's a time when cancer survivors post-surgery were told not to do any activity. Dr. Don McKenzie in the Vancouver area wanted to try an experiment, and that was to try to allow breast cancer survivors post-surgery to get more engaged in some physical activity. So once they found that dragon boating was beneficial for survivors, of course the women were thrilled because they got a little piece of empowerment to be able to regain some of the activity they had lost.
For the Breast Cancer Resource Center, our biggest event is called In the Pink. It's a fashion show and silent auction that is our major awareness raising and fundraising event. It is a way to celebrate survivors, their spirit, their beauty, their courage, and also acknowledge the role that the supporters play.
Do one large signature fundraiser, that's In the Pink fashion show and silent auction. But it's through funds, it's through the financial support of the public, the donations, that help us to keep our doors open.
Programs that the Breast Cancer Resource Center offers, as well as the services, just go way beyond the Princeton area.
And so that funding helps support the classes, the lectures, the counseling sessions.
And the more money we raise, the more capable she is of helping the women who are diagnosed with breast cancer.
You do not have to travel this journey alone.
I encourage anybody who sees this, if they need the services, if their sister needs, their mother, their next door neighbor, call.
There are a lot of organizations out there, but all of them are not as caring and as knowledgeable as this organization.
You'd be amazed at the network of people associated with BCRC who are willing to help people who start as strangers but end up as friends.
You donate to the Breast Cancer Resource Center. If you want to donate a check, it's as simple as writing out a check to BCRC, YWCA, Princeton, and mailing it to our address. You can either designate it to go to a specific program, such as the wellness or support groups, or you can just have a general donation for BCRC.
There are resources and there are people that care about you here at the Breast Cancer Resource Center. Do not hesitate to give us a call, send us an email. We are here for you.